thank you, Michael Lyons, CEO of Recovery Systems. CEO and co-founder, is that right, or founder?
Co-founder along with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
We share the load and the roles and responsibilities.
Okay. Now I'm going to describe your company a bit, and you tell me if I get it right or not.
Okay.
So Recovery Systems, you are like a health and wellness company that deals with pneumatic compression technology for athletes and people who have other kind of muscular or health issues. And this compression technology speeds healing. Is that basically the
basically anything to do with swelling? So our customer base will be folks, for example, that have swelling caused by diabetics, lymphedemia, DVT. It could be pre and postnatal. It could be post-orthopedic, folks with vascular conditions. And then on the athlete side, because effectively training causes swelling, and swelling's the body's first phase of healing. So we're speeding up that healing and ultimately speeding up the gains, because training makes you worse, recovery makes you better.
And then you yourself are a coach, is that right? And that's a lot of the experience that you have, that you bring to the table?
Yeah, well, I spent my kind of career was around about 30 years in tech and meditech, but for the last 10 years I've been coach athlete. And coaching morphed into race commentary and doing podcasts and creating content around training for multisport, training for endurance events, and tips and tricks, that sort of thing.
Which came first, your company or the content marketing?
Well, prior to the company, we were generating content around, as I mentioned, around multisport. All aspects, including tips and tricks, product reviews.
I know that's key to what you do, is you have a lot of unique knowledge that you're sharing with people. So how do you describe your strategy as far as, putting out these different varieties of content and then using that as a way to generate leads or basically promote your company, Recovery System?
We always thought of it as storytelling, and we wanted to involve our customers who are athletes, who are leading weekend warriors. Some of them are professional athletes, and we wanted to give them a voice via what we're doing, and hopefully make it topical and bring them into the spotlight in a way that they could use and reuse. For example, in recent times, there's been a fair bit around Spartan racing, triathlon, cycling. Rugby's been quite a big one, because 2019 we won the contract to supply Rugby World Cup, which was quite a big deal actually. We were really thrilled to get that.
What drives more traffic to you? The podcasts, your Facebook, Instagram? How do you view like all your different channels?
Yeah, so it seems to be a moving target, and I've certainly haven't cracked the code on what works digitally, because it seems to be changing all the time. But in recent times, Instagram's been more important in driving traffic to us, and we share things across different channels for different reasons. For example, LinkedIn's quite important from a B2B point of view, because we have a reseller strategy in different countries.
Okay.
And so B2B is fairly important for us to develop, particularly with new products coming online, like the equestrian product. But then it seems like lately Instagram's been a very good channel for us. And I should say we do have some help on the digital marketing. We've got a team that contract to us for various functions. But
you are frequently, if not always, involved in most of the content, right? I've seen certainly you have your interviews and then different tips and tricks. I saw recently you had the interview with the swimmer who's doing the seven C's. What did she call that challenge?
Yeah, the Seven Oceans Challenge. That's Jade Dyson,
Mm-hmm.
and she's an amazing athlete, and she's an athlete I coached for triathlon.
Mm-hmm.
Really, her knitting, her core skill sets around open water swimming, and
Mm-hmm.
an amazing lady to really think about taking on that challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And for her, what we wanted to profile was she has a great story for corporates, like for everything from the way she plans races, on how she involves teams to support her during the race.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very inspirational story.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, she's supposed to be swimming the Molokai Channel in Hawaii.
Okay.
So it's between a couple of islands.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, with the way the world's locked down at the moment, that's been delayed.
Mm-hmm. Right. On your actual sales side, how do you manage your incoming leads and conversions, and how do you get a handle on that, on converting basically your content views and things into sales?
I would say we handle it quite poorly.
Yeah, most people do that.
And we're always looking to improve. But we've got we've got Mailchimp, which
Mm-hmm.
we're learning to use better than we currently are.
Mm-hmm.
We have a chat mechanism through our website, and I personally, as much as possible, I personally like to engage with whoever comes onto our website, because I do have domain knowledge around training and recovery, and rather than it being outsourced to a bot, or at first level, it's a bot that responds. How can we help you? That I get prompted if someone is there to engage, and I really want to find out what they're up to, and hopefully show some value in how we'd approach their recovery.
Okay, great. Yeah, that personal touch makes all the
difference. So otherwise, we do generate quite a bit of business through events that we're at.
Mm-hmm.
For example, it could be anything from Singapore Rugby Sevens to triathlons to cycling.
Mm-hmm.
It could be mixed martial arts.
Mm-hmm.
Recently, we were supposed to be at at a major international squash tournament
Mm-hmm.
here in Singapore, but everything this year's been put on hold. So we've needed to find different ways. So we've really increased the amount of podcasts that we've been doing in order to engage with the
Mm-hmm.
different sports and the different athletes that we're working with, or the segments that we're trying to reach with through storytelling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then that was another thing I really wanted to ask you, was how you've been adapting now that with the circuit breaker and all the different social distancing measures. How has your company adapted during this time?
Yeah, well, we've needed to respect the fact that people are in the middle of crises.
Mm-hmm.
Many sporting teams, many organisations are really trying to plan their way out of it.
Mm-hmm.
We've needed to probably put our personal agendas second and take a fairly sympathetic approach to what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we will very shortly put out a call for membership to our ambassador program.
Okay.
So this will be first cab off the rank. They will get a very big discount
Mm-hmm.
off the product in return for certain things around marketing, social media,
Mm-hmm.
testimonials, Google reviews,
Okay.
and video segments.
Yeah. So this is a program you've put together like during this sort of downtime. You've
Yes.
developed this a kind of marketing tool that can be used when you can't go out and meet people face to face.
Yeah, exactly. We have this concept during this time, or this motto, and the motto is double down on digital. So
Mm-hmm.
we're in the middle of doing a website refresh, which has taken far longer than
Mm-hmm.
normal. I think a lot of people would say that that's just the way it is.
Mm-hmm.
and we're working on interviews and just taking a look at how we go about that, getting better at MailChimp and the email nurturing of of potential customers. So I wish I could say that we've all of a sudden become experts, but we seem to be far away from that right now. But I think it's just a case of stumbling in a forward direction.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's. I think that's the best any of us can hope for. Is that at least we're all going to stumble. Hopefully, we can stumble in the right direction. Well, thank you so much. You really shared a lot of great information with us. I really appreciate it. And thank you. Hope to talk to you again soon.